Hi guys, I hope you're having a good day. You never know when I'm going to pop in. I'm just outside. So keep being quality students and I'll see you maybe later today or tomorrow. In order to do the IXL N3, I believe it is, we need to apply what we know about converting inches, feet, yards, miles. So if you notice here, I have apples and oranges. I have feet and I have inches. I want them both to be feet or both to be inches. Just like when we were doing fractions and we couldn't have different denominators, with this, I can't have feet. I can't have feet. I can't have feet and inches. So I need to make them both the same thing. In order to do that, I need to do some conversions. So if you remember, you can use your loop charts, but we're going to make our loop chart and we're going to follow that. So our smallest unit is what? Good, the inch. Then we have the foot and the yard. Okay, who remembers what numbers go with inches and feet? Good, it's going to be 12. How about with feet and yards? What numbers go with feet and yards? 3. Good. On the top, am I going to multiply or divide? Yep, dividing is always on the top. And that means on the bottom I'm going to multiply. Now, I don't know about you, but I like multiplying better than I like dividing. So I'm going to turn everything into inches so that I can multiply. So I'm going to take my 5 feet and I'm going to follow my arrow. It says 5 feet times 12 is going to be 60. So I have, no longer do I have 5 feet and 80 inches, I have 60 inches and 80 inches. So can I tell which one is larger now? Yes, of course, 80 inches is going to be larger. So which is larger, 5 feet or 80 inches? 80 inches. Let's try one more. I want you to do this one with me. So which is larger? Which is larger? We're going to say 2 yards or 18 feet. Okay. So now I have the same idea. I have apples and I have oranges. I have one there, I have feet, and then I have yards. I have to have the same. So I'm going to look at my loop chart and I want to make them the same. So you can decide whether or not you want to make the yards into feet or the feet into yards. Personally, I like, whoops, hope you caught that. Personally, I like multiplying, so I'm going to always make the units smaller. So inches, feet, yards, and it tells me I have 2 yards and I want to make smaller. So I'm going to do 2 yards and I want feet. So I'm going to follow my arrow. For 2 times 3 is 6. So no longer do I have 2 yards, I have 6 yards, or I'm sorry, I have 6 feet. Excuse me, I have 6 feet. No more is it 2 yards, it's now 6 feet, or 18 feet. Can I tell which one is larger? Absolutely. So I'm going to pick 18 feet as being the larger unit. Okay, we'll do one more. And then you're going to be off to do N3 on your own. We'll say, which is larger? or actually, let's say which is smaller. We'll turn it around this time and do it differently. Which is smaller? 4 yards or 144 inches. So, again, what do you notice about this? Hopefully, you're thinking to yourself, oh, look, I have apples and I have oranges. I need to make them the same. So I have to think about my loop chart. On the top, my arrows are going to the right. On the bottom, they come back to the left. My smallest unit is the inch, then feet, and then yards. What number goes with inches to feet? How many inches are in 1 foot? 12. How many feet are in 1 yard? So how many rulers make 1 yardstick? 3. On the top I divide, and on the bottom I multiply. So I want to take my bigger unit, the one that is larger. Remember, inch is your thumb, whereas the yard is your leg. I'm going to take my larger unit and turn it into units that are equivalent but smaller. So I want to go all the way over to inches. Can I jump right from yards to inches? No. So I'm going to have to go 2 times. I'm going to follow my arrow to get the feet. Again, I like to multiply because it's going to always end up being, you're always going to be able to do it. Whereas dividing, sometimes you can't, you'd have a remainder. So 4 times 3 is going to be 12. Now can I get to my inches? Absolutely I can. So I can do 12 feet, because that's what I have. Take my finger to what I want, inches, times 12. So I have 12 times 12 gives me 144. So no longer do I have 4 yards. Oops, we'll make that black. No longer do I have 4 yards. I have 144 inches and 144 inches. So what can I say about those 2 measurements? Yep, they are equivalent. So in N3, this is what you're going to have to do. So you're going to have to use your teal journal to show work. You need to remember you cannot have apples and oranges or bananas. We have to have all inches, all feet, or all yards. You can go whatever way you want, but multiplying is always going to be easier than dividing. Okay? If it gets to questions about the mile